It is actually the oldest club within Kenyatta University, the Kenyatta University Environmental Club, from way in 1992. That's a long time off. I wasn't even around, to be very honest. I'm not going to lie on TV. I wasn't around. My parents probably hadn't even sent each other any messages or any quoting hadn't happened of that regard. But within Kenyatta University, the environmental club was already in establishment, and they were looking at how to preserve the environment from way back then, the activities that are involving the community, environmental students, and of course uplifting students in their academic research and affairs. I have here the Green Week, or the conversation about what they had a few days back in this March of 2024, the Green Week, which is a week where they harness all these efforts and put them together in a couple of days to ensure that they are involving the community within Kenyatta University and anyone else outside. I'm sitting with the officials of that club within Kenyatta University. It's abbreviated as KUNEC. So I've been looking for the N, because it's Kenyatta University Environmental Week. So I wonder where the N is at. Maybe it's at university, then it's UN. They'll let us know. Here on set with me is the chairperson of, the chairperson of KUNEC, that is Sylvester Kitonga, accompanied on set by man like Gideon Murithi, Director of Publicity at KUNEC. I'm going to let them introduce themselves again with the club, alongside letting us know what they do themselves individually at the club in their roles as officials of the club, and also what the club is all about in summary, before we get into the conversation on the activities, the partnerships, how you can take part, how you can preserve the environment, why it's necessary for you, all that relevant conversation when it comes to matters of the environment. Gentlemen, welcome to the show. I'll begin with my far right. Gideon, please introduce yourself, your capacity at KUNEC, na pia tuambie hiyo N inatokelezea wapi, and then you can get to hear from Sylvester.
Okay, thank you. And first of all, I want to say pole for our student who got an accident yesterday as they were on an academic trip that caught us, and we feel sad that we lost some energetic minds. In regard to that, I'm the Director of Publicity. I am Gideon Murithi, or they refer me to as Captain M. And you may be wondering where the captain comes on. It's usually because I'm a pilot by birth. Then a pilot by birth.
Pilot by birth?
Yeah.
How does that work?
You know, Jesus was born with a mission in this world. And I also believe I was born to be a pilot one way. I can fly an aeroplane, only that I don't have practical skills and some license. But I can do
so
that.
So in short, you don't have everything that it takes to be a pilot?
Yeah, but I have everything that it takes, the passion, and I have been looking into that because it's the other side of me. But I'm serving as the Director of Publicity. Previously served as the Legal Affairs Secretary, but now in my very last time and the last short, I was serving as the Director of Publicity, where I manage all the social media handles. About the N, it's Kenyatta University, that is KU. Then N comes for the university.
The N in university.
So the Kenyatta Uni, so UN, then Environmental Club. Okay. That's where we found the name KUNEC.
Okay. Yeah. Welcome to the show, Gideon.
Thank you.
Or is it Captain Gideon? All right. Sylvester, man with a very interesting name there, Sylvester Kitonga. Yes, Sylvester with a C, by the way, and Kitonga with a K, not Gitonga or Mapesa. Kitonga with a K. Welcome to the show.
Okay, thank you. First, I'll appreciate the KUTV for this opportunity. My name is Sylvester Kitonga from the School of Agriculture and Environmental Science. I'm a fourth year, and I've served as the KUNEC chairperson for the last 2 years. Through the club, we have been engaging with different stakeholders, and today we are happy to have you and engage and discuss more about what we are doing and what we look forward to do in future.
Right.
Thank you.
This is the oldest club. Maybe we can begin there. Oldest club in Kenyatta University. How does that make you guys feel, having that kind of heritage backing your activities?
Okay, first we appreciate and we see ourselves as the oldest club, but still we see ourselves as the youngest club.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
How's that?
This is because that now if you take an old man and a young man is more energetic. So to us, we prefer saying that we are young.
Oh, yeah.
Since
the members of the club are young men and women within Kenyatta University.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Good work at holding down the club together to stay this long. It's actually it's tough for some people to continue a heritage that long. Unafika mahali watu wana give up. Si wale wa from 1992 washafanya activities za kutosha. There's nothing much to do now. But I think even more than before, we need this kind of club within the university and also within our society to help us get an understanding of what kind of challenges and what we are facing when it comes to matters of the climate. So let me begin with the planting and awareness campaigns, tree planting and awareness campaigns. When someone hears about an environmental club, especially when it's a student run and institution based, it's about nangoja tree planting days, wanafanya activities, awareness kidogo tufanye usafi hapa na pale. Maybe could you elaborate about some of the projects that you're taking care of and KUNEC? Maybe Gideon can check this up.
Tree planting is a major activity that is done mostly by anybody who is talking about environmentalism, and it's also seen as the iconic move when you are dealing with environmentalism. Whenever you plant a tree, you feel like you are doing everything to the environment. But from my background, because I also study environmental studies and community development in KU, I'm a finalist. It gets broad that it's not just about planting trees, but also other aspects like children's visit. That doesn't really seem environmentally, but it has some aspect, because if we don't nurture those kids to be environmental conscious and take responsibility in environmentalism, then it means we are not raising a generations. The club will fail, because in the few years we will not be having those people who will be able to come here from the schools, from the primary schools and the secondary schools, to come and take up the mantle. So we engage in what we call, we model you until at that point you get to plant that tree. Plant is just a symbol of what we do, but we play green tournaments here in KU, organized with partnership with Green Education Hub, that is in KU also, with the Congress person, the Dean's Cup. All those are organized with our assistant, because we happen to be the biggest club in the school, and also just to say the most organized.
Club zingine mmesikia hapo. Step up your game in organization. Yeah, so the tree planting is a symbol of all the activities, all the green activities that are happening there within the club. Chairperson Sylvester, could you maybe let us know of the sustainable practices or activities around environmentalism that the club undertakes within the campus itself?
Okay, now within the campus, you have different activities you carry out. Now, we have talked about the tree planting, but it is not tree planting. Actually, to us, we call it tree growing.
Oh, okay.
You know, when you see that tree plant is just you plant the tree and you leave it there. But for us, we take it as a tree growing. First, we plant that tree, and that tree is named after you now. Let's say you are first year, and you have planted one tree in particular area. That tree, it is yours until you finish the 4th year. And when you're in 4th year, you will still mandate it to a first year to also take care of it. The other project we are carrying out is about the textile. We understand, we as students, we have different textile. We have those shoes which you are not using. You have clothes that maybe you have worn at once and you are not willing to wear it again. So we have a bin where we collect those textile, and after that we collaborate with an industry where we extend with them and support us with our activities we are carrying out. And the other thing is about now, we are not just talking, we are acting. And we don't just come here and listen to narratives, but we like leading. We show them how environmentalist is being done. We understand that we are students from the environment. So we somehow know how the evolution has happened, how environment has been affected, And through that, we lead different initiatives, and we also engage with other stakeholders who are dealing with the environment, but they are not doing it practically. They are just talking. So we shortlist them and we tell them that this is not good. You should do this through advocacy.
Yeah. Right. You actually do it. Yeah. Not just giving out narratives, as we see in COP. All the COP summits, just conversations, not much action that is taken after. And maybe we can also, during the tail end of this interview, talk about that. You know, what's happening at the global stage? Are these people actually thinking of the environment? Gideon, how do you get to involve then students within Kenyatta University to feel like they want to actively partake in some of the activities that is mentioned by someone who's taking care of publicity? Your publicity unaifanyaje to ensure fraternity, even actually beyond students, fraternity, the community, and probably outside the community? I know we live around where there's residential areas for a community outside of KU. Speaking of KM, Wendani, Kawasukari, is there a way that we are ensuring that this community is also involved?
Yeah. I also have another title. I'm a digital advocate in environmentalism and climate change action. That explains that I use digital technology to advocate for environmentalism. And that's one of the qualifications that made me get this position as the Director of Publicity, KUNEC. I believe in the recent generation, and we as youths who make the major part of the populations are inclined towards the digital realm, which positions us into an opportunity. I want to refer it as an opportunity to be able to do things in a simpler way, rather than the old ways that I needed to print a lot of papers, post them in everywhere in the school, and make the school so untidy because we are having posters. Now, if I come up with one poster, which is e-poster, I will be able to post it. I have almost around 70 groups from the school, from Kenyatta University, and others from outside. So if I post that in WhatsApp only, I'm talking of WhatsApp, which is majorly used by our students, I'll be able to get to any group of all those groups. So my audience is so much big with the ease of technology. If you follow we have almost 4,500 followers in Twitter, in our Twitter account. So if I post one and I tag along you also have followers. I tag along NEMA, they have a lot of followers. So anybody who follows NEMA will be able to see what we as KUNEC are doing, and our followers, 4,000, if any of them retweets. So if we have 4,000 and each of them retweeted, we'll be having 8,000. And if that person has 2,000 followers, I'm at 100, and those 100 retweet, you can see the mass that we'll have get to at the end of that. And one thing we do with the digital advocacy is that we inform you and we direct you on what you should do. So for example, if you are talking about something like we don't need to use choppers and a lot of money to go and plant it during the National Planting Day, which is, I see it as acting. We tell them what you should do as the government and all stakeholders in the environmental field and climate action field is that you should use less money, go and give the extra money to those communities working in those specific areas that you are working on, and empower them to take care of that thing that you needed it be taken care of. So that information obvious has some drawbacks, because some will feel like you are going beyond your head and so on, and or about political defines everything in this country. More so, let me put it in that way. So at the end of the day, you find we have communicated and some people respond positively, and we have a lot of engagement. I like media, and I can stay there trying to engage with so many people and trying to let them understand why we as KUNEC, because I just don't post before I come up with whatever I think, or somebody comes, it's not majorly me. I'm just the avenue to doing that. But my chairperson can draft a poster and bring it into our official WhatsApp platform. We discuss it, see the pro and cons, rectify it, then release it to the media. And I believe you also do that, because you just don't release information anyhow, because you know you can be prosecuted because of data, and data is so sensitive. Yeah, that's how we do it. And just to confirm, the club is not entirely owned or controlled, or does not have members only from the School of Environment. We have even somebody we call executive members. This is a member who is not in school, who will not be able to come to our weekly meetings that we always have on Tuesdays at 5. So this person just needs updates and a supportive person. So that's how we work. And for everybody in this country or in the world can be our member. That's how diverse we are.
Oh, really?
Yeah, even if you are willing to be part of this great movement and be part of writing this very nice story about how we as young people can take up the mantle, and not only even in environmentalism, but in everything, then I think that's the best way.
So how do I join? How do I become a member if I am not within Kenyatta University?
There are several ways. If you want to become an ordinary member, but you are not willing to, you are not a student, of course, that attracts for a registration of 1,500, that is 1,500 Kenya shillings, then an annual subscription of 300 shillings per every academic year. Yeah, but if you want to become an executive member of our club, that calls for 5,000 registration and an annual academic year annual renewal of sharing 600.
Nice. So if you're out there and want to extend your efforts in the world of green resilience, this is the place to be. Kenyatta University Environmental Club is opening the doors for you. Kama uko na 5,000 bob executive member, I think hiyo ndo package yangu. Hiyo ingine ya 1,500 ordinary members, you're also invited. But be a part of that conversation. Now, Chairperson, you've that's I think a very good way for me to bring in the next question, which is now, why should someone care? I mean, like, why do I care about what you guys are up to in the environmental club? Inanisaidia aje social economic life yangu? How does that change? When we're talking about environmental resilience, conversations about, you know, green resilience, the climate change, especially these days, it sounds very sensational. Kiambia mtu, climate change is real. Global warming bana, ama it's become a joke now. Wa mtu akisikia joto sana vile unasikia global warming. It's now becoming a generic term or phrase that we use. Why should I care? So that now when I'm joining the club, I know this is why I care and this is why I'm signing up.
Okay, thank you for that. I think why you should care first, if you look at a seed to become a tree, it is nurtured and with passion and ambition. First, if you see our experience currently, what we are facing, you as an individual and I as an individual, we are facing something that we are not the one who made it. But still, on the other hand, we are the authors due to our actions. Today and our recent days, we have been experiencing a lot of waves, and even during the night, it is very hot. We can't say it is not climate change. For one end, we call it like it is just a nature, and nature can renew itself. But on the other hand, if you look it well with the scientific eye, you will realize that there is climate change. And this is happening because of our actions. We are polluting the environment. Rivers are drying up. Oceans are somewhat evolving, and if you see the ocean currently, you will see a lot of pollution. If you take something like a species in the ocean and try to experiment it, you will see certain things that are not naturally meant, but it is us who have made it, and we are polluting the waters, we are polluting the air. Due to that, we are causing global warming, and that's now where climate change comes in. Even during our Green Week, what we are focusing about is our actions as youth and the climate resilience, because we understand the climate change is real. But you will face different occasions whereby some people will say it is a scam.
Yeah.
To one end, it is a scam, depending on how you take it.
Mm-hmm.
But if you understand the concept from the beginning, just as you start growing a tree, you start from nurturing it from the ground level up to become a tree and bear fruitful trees. So to one extent, if you have not understood the basic of climate change from the beginning, from the grassroots, you will not say it is a climate change, you will say it's a scam.
Yeah.
So our actions comes in whereby we have learned the issues which are facing us, which are contributing to climate change. Then after identifying them, after discussing them through workshops, conferences, and also the Green Week, for example, now a student will be realized that there is something that is coming up, and this is because of our actions.
Right.
So after that, you'll come up with an innovation that is ecologically innovative and try to curb that issue that you have seen as you as an individual.
Right.
So that's how we act as a club and also as a school.
Yeah. I like that. Of course, now it's no longer a conversation of we are preserving the environment for future generations, because that was the message initially when we were talking climate change. It's take care of the planet for your children, take care of the planet for future generations. But now it's real, it's current. Ulisikia joto jana mahali ulikuwa Januari uliona vile kulikuwa, msimu umeona vile una change, it's raining today, it's not raining tomorrow. And when you look at the patterns, as you said, from a scientific eye, there's been changes in weather patterns for the past couple of years, which shows you that indeed those effects of climate change are real. Yeah, so that's why someone should care and should join. If you're a university student or out there, as you heard, it's open doors for everyone within the community. Gideon, how do you measure success now past these conversations? Tumeongea about, again, we're not the people who are going to be advocates or just giving narratives. How does the club measure success? Mnaangalia wapi mnasema yenyewe, tumefanya hivi na hivi. And maybe now I think the chairperson will pick it up from the Green Week, the conversations that happened during the Green Week, post-Green Week. What are you seeing in terms of success in the efforts and in the conversations? Gideon, if I can begin with you.
There's several ways that we measure our impact.
Yeah.
Let me say not success.
Yeah.
We focus on impact, not success, because success is fatal in some extent, and we don't want it to be like a competition.
Yeah, and who's winning?
And maybe we will strain ourselves to get that success. But if we look at the impact that we achieve, that's the best thing. But before I get to that, I had something that I needed to add on whatever my chair was responding.
Please do.
I'm a Kikuyu, and we are business oriented.
Yeah, we are.
And there's what we call the money cow.
Yeah.
So this is what is giving money currently. And to that extent, it attracts politicians. It attracts people of diverse interest. So you will find everybody is talking about climate change, tree planting, blah, blah, blah. Sustainability and everything. One thing that we need to tell, even as they are dealing with cattle rustling and cartels everywhere, we also have cartels in the same field. Because I believe in COP27, if I'm not wrong, there was something that was passed that was loss and damage finance to African countries, in which we are feeling we feel the effect of climate change in a larger scale than any other continent. But we have cartels in Africa, and I believe money is an enemy. If we were to face this crisis via passion, as he said, via nurturing, not led by interest of money, I think we would have achieved much. And we only need to use less money. As I said, the other day we had, and that thing annoys me a lot whenever I try to talk about it, we have choppers going everywhere during one-day event, spending millions, but you impact those communities that you are to visit them with nothing. That is, I don't want to use that name, but that was a wrong approach.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
You're
think
burning a lot of fossil fuels
Yes,
to
to
go
go-
speak sustainability.
yeah, and you are not impacting that community in your, umeenda tu umepanda mti wewe umeacha na umerudi Nairobi kugojea hiyo mti ushago utanyesha ama pali ulikuwa. That was wrong.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that those people who sat down and saw that it was good to have a national tree planting day were wrong, but the approach they used was wrong.
Yeah.
And there are so many people who are in this field, but they are there because there is financial gains. Around ni mingi, pesa ni mingi.
It is the new hot thing to
Yeah.
talk about in town.
If you want to get rich now, just venture into this field. There's a lot of money. And I am also telling those to young people who are out there.
Who are looking for money avenues.
But we want to join hands and out of passion, not out of interest.
Money interest.
We do this until somebody realizes that we are doing something. Then comes him to support us with a 100 shillings. That will be effective. We don't want billions to make a change. If you wanted to do a change today, you don't need 1 million. You just need your passion, and that is all.
Not this money that we are asking the North to give us.
No.
Hey,
That is just a facilitation.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
if today we have a lot of money, there will be a lot of conflict. Hadi sasa tukipewa milioni moja hapa.
Vita hapa
Unafikiria tutatoka hapa tukiwa in one heart. Wewe utakuwa unaona hapo umetudhurumu, juu wewe ndio host umechukua $500,000 si umelipea ati juu sisi tulikuja.
Itakuwa chaotic.
That brings a lot of now conflict of interest.
Yeah.
We were here to solve this crisis, but because there is money, now the agenda changes. How do we minimize the usage of this money so that it can gain most than what we are supposed to invest?
Yeah.
That is something even the donors out there should be looking into. If this person has ever been given and there is no felt impact to whatever he said or she said she was working, then you don't guarantee. In fact, we as a club are facing financial restraints much. I can say that in a better way. The only thing we do is that we are derived, whatever pushes us is passion. Si hatuna do bana, tumesota bana, hatunaanga si uomba KU hapa basi, tunaomba KU basi, tunaomba well wishes.
Tumesema kuna pesa.
Of course, but sisi we are led by passion.
There by passion, yes.
So in fact, if they were willing to invest somewhere, then I thought clubs are the best. Sisi hatuhitaji pesa mingi. Imagine ukitupea lunch, ukipea comrade lunch, umpe fare ya kwenda hapo, ataenda kufanyia hiyo kazi wholeheartedly. So yake iko sorted. Ukikuwa unamlipia hiyo pesa aendange hapo kila siku, I can assure you that will always atakuwa na passion ya kwenda hapo, na si ati unampea pesa mingi lunch, yani amekula tu akiwa hapo na alifika hapo bila constraints.
You're saying comrades and this kind of clubs are the
I think
actual grassroots of the climate conversation.
And not clubs, but those very not informal, but those very small groups, CBOs, self-help groups out there. Those initiatives that they are very small, that's where you should invest, not this big corporate. I'm not against any corporate, by the way, because they also support us. But even them, they know hata wao wakipatiwa pesa, they come to us. They go to those grassroots. If you see something like Packager, they work with other CBOs and CSO back there. So they are only an umbrella that receives money, then gets back to the person. Mambo iko kwa ground, si kwa ofisi, si Nairobi. Ukitaka actions, enda uko chini.
Impact and accountability iko chini.
Only that how watu wako chini, venye wako chini ndio wanapata kitu iko chini. Unaelewa?
I get it. I see it now.
Let me get back to the question. How do we measure our impact? We use somebody that we call community-based approach. In this case, let me use students, because we have major of our members being student-based approach. We hear from them. In fact, whatever we do it out of their interest. We inquire from them. This is what we thought as the executive. We sit down one of those weekly meetings and discuss what should we do, what should we add, so that we can have something that you own, not as the executive owns. We want something that you can drive as members, not us as executive. We are just to oversee that things are going right. We have somebody who is leading, but not that we want to be showing you what we should be doing.
Yeah.
We want you to show us. So at the end of the day, they tell us, okay, this is what we achieved, and we feel this is what is being felt. This is the impact that we have achieved. And if we want to achieve more, then we need to do this. So from our members, we value how we have impacted. By now, we can proudly say as the outgoing executive, because we are now rolling on a new executive, it's almost coming on, that they felt we were the best executive as far as they are concerned.
Yeah.
Because, I cannot gauge from 1992 all the way to today. But
Yeah.
as far as they are concerned,
seen, yeah.
they feel like we have done much. We have left the bar too high, and they are even worried who should. Because there's a week we had something that go, what next? Because they are worried. Who will take up the speed? Unajua gari ikiwa speed, huwezi change mguu ati unataka hiyo mguu ya adapt the same speed.
Jesus take over.
Ni ngumu. What my chair has said, led with the support of the other executive, including me, is somewhere that we were felt. Because in fact, unajua club inapeanga basi 3 hata day. Na hiki
ni nyinyi.
Sisi no peke yetu. We go as much
big
as
club, big club.
Hiyo ndio nataka. So that's nice. How basically we measure.
Yeah.
If we don't feel our members feeling it, then we know.
You need to see them.
We need them feeling like you will find
something.
somebody texting you at 10 and asking, I have my friend who wants to join this, but I miss the next thing. So that's how you feel. So many people are willing to come on board, and only that there was a glitch somewhere in 2020, because me for the year, so obviously niliingia 2020 when it was corona. COVID. So hapo kulikuwa na glitch kidogo. So things get somewhere low.
Yeah.
But we have been able to get them.
Keep it under high now. It's ba iko pale juu kabisa.
Haiko juu. Sidhani hata kuna klabu iko pale. Yeah.
Challenge out to all the clubs.
Yeah.
Mtulete impact yenu tuone. Level up bwana. Chairperson, now that we are talking about how you measure impact, what are some of these projects that you've been up to? I'm sure Green Week is one of them. Maybe you could mention them, the initiatives that you're up to, and that you've been able to do successfully to show impact. And then we get to the activities of Green Week itself.
Okay.
Yeah.
So some of the activities, first, New Green Week, and to be logical, the Green Week was started in 2010.
Yeah.
Although the club started in 1992.
Yeah.
But the Green Week started with the ambition, like a student-led thing, not just a conference, but now engaging now the students, especially the university students.
Yeah.
And the other initiative we normally take is that now the Green Week is just the pivot of the activities that we shall do that the following year. For example, now I'm the outgoing chairperson. Now the Green Week was just a warm-up of what the activity, the new regime will come up. Let's say now we have analyzed particular topics, thematic area. For example, this time around we are tackling about environmental advocacy. For example, now we are here.
Yeah, this is part of advocacy.
Advocacy now. Now this is one of the outcome that from the Green Week has been born.
Okay.
And we are looking forward to even go far about the advocacy and creating more awareness. Not just creating awareness. We know each and everyone is aware about the climate change. But which action have you taken?
Yeah.
Now the other initiative is like now circular economy. Circular economy has become a popular thing.
Yeah.
And every organization, every initiative is taking about it. But now as a students, as a fourth year or as a first year, I don't know about circular economy. I've just heard about it. So we got down and discuss about it. We see which innovative ideas have been emerging about the circular economy, and we see the gap. Then we come up with particular projects like the one I've stated previously about now, the textile, which we are starting here in KU.
Nice.
And we are looking forward even to go ahead, even to our outside community. For example, KM, we understand majority of the students, especially for the other year, are living in KM.
Yeah.
So we need to see on how we can improve the textile collections to ensure that we are not polluting that area.
Yeah.
The other activity now we are looking forward to see is about now the waste management. Even you as an individual have seen the way KU waste management is. And you have identified that, and you have seen that the waste management such as the bins are not well labeled, and you are looking forward to even to propose to our VC to come up with other initiatives other bins that are especially well labeled, and they are identifying if it is a plastic, throw it here. If
It's
it is
organic waste.
organic waste, because you understand KU is a big initiative, no institution I mean, and we are looking forward to have a waste management that is led by students, not even the KU administration. And we, through the club, we are hoping that the KU administration will support us, and when we will propose to them after incubating the idea and giving them, they will tackle it wisely and sustainably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so those are some of those activities, including community outreach, which is the one I was waiting for.
Yeah.
Niulize kama kuna community outreach to the communities that are around Kenyatta University. I happen to live in one of the communities, in one of the places that are bordering the university wall, somewhere in one of the campuses. Alafu hapo nyuma huwa mimi naona takataka sana. So when I see that and it's behind the uni, I am always wondering, who should I ask? Should I go to the school because it has environmental students, there's an environmental club? Is this part of the things that I should ask the uni to look at, or nafaa kwenda county government, which I'm sure is their work really, but are these some of the things I can actually bring up to the club and say, cheki, huko mali naishi KM ama huko mali naishi Wendani, kuna mali mambo haiko mzuri, kuna vinye tunaweza fix? Are those some of the things that you consider?
Okay, now if you talk about environment is an integrated thing.
Yeah.
You can't say it is a student thing to take care of the environment. Administration should take part about the environment. The government also, the county government should take part in ensuring that there is a clean environment. For example, during the Green Week, we started with just a small cleanup outside our community, outside our university now. And through that cleanup was not just a cleanup as an activity.
Yeah.
We looked forward to have other cleanups that are sustainable, not just going there, taking pictures and posting Twitter at we have done cleanup. So we identified that area. We used GIS actually, geospatial analysis, and we analyzed how we can analyze that waste. And first we saw it is manipulated by students.
Yeah.
And first we should educate the students not to throw any waste anywhere. So through that, we identified that we should have those bins I'm talking about to be installed in KU and outside the KU. If you visit Nairobi, for example, you'll find bin everywhere within the town. So to our institution, there should be bins inside and also outside so that we can tackle the waste.
Right.
Yeah.
I have to say though that Kenyatta University is one of the most beautiful and clean campuses, if not the most organized and the cleanest of all institutions of higher learning. And I've been to the University of Nairobi. I have been, I'll mention you by names, Chuka University, but Kenyatta University, I've been to JKUAT, oh my goodness, but Kenyatta University has to be the most organized and the cleanest of them all. Environmental Club, can you take pride in maybe majority of these efforts? Tunaweza sema ni zenu, even from way back then?
We are limited, I can say that, but we can take the pride that we usually write to the relevant persons on our concern about our environment, and that is one of our duties. That when things are not right, like it's only that we have a lot of there's a lot of barriers that bars from challenges ni mingi, that we admit that because whoever deals with waste is a different entity. KU has entities that manage waste. So many things. So it's also managed by an entity, and if this entity sees that you are proactive, they feel insecure. That is the nature of any person in this world. Ukiona niko hapa na present poa, kusema ukijana akiingia hapa siku mbili
atachukua kazi yangu,
mimi nimeenda home, itabidi nimemlimit kuingia wapi? Kuingia kwa studio. So they feel insecure because I'm sorry to say, my chair not anisamee because I like to say the truth. It's not the first time that we are bringing these initiatives to let the university save a lot of money from people who are willing to partner with us, and we can install and we can buy that waste. They can buy. So they will support the school, the club, and themselves from the waste. For everyone. But I feel they feel insecure, or whoever is concerned with all ama information haifikiangi maybe hatujui But I'm not saying KU is not supportive to us, but I think some of the areas zenye wamekataa kabisa to we come in with much as we can is that, because I remember there's a time we had something that we are calling, well, a project that was brought by NITEC, well, where if you dump any plastic bottle, because they had a lot of money paid by Coca-Cola, paid by Pepsi, paid by all those companies that use plastic, one single-use plastic, that whenever they return or they collect their waste, they are paid. Because like they told us, like Coca-Cola was asking them, how do we know that you are taking our waste? Because one of the requirements by so many governments is that we should collect our waste back, but we don't know how, where to do. Now that you are offering that, because we are supposed to be paid by M-Pesa, if you deposit a plastic, you are paid, but that was met by some various challenges and saying that you cannot work in this university. For reasons well known to them, and I'm sorry to say that, my chair, because I think the institution has been supportive to us, but I feel I'm just telling them the truth, because
the truth is important.
Yeah.
And
so
this is the right
it's one of the things. If today you innovated something, they don't want you to bring it. Is that hatuna uwezo wa kuwaletea hizo beans. We have so many people willing to offer them us with those beans, but they feel insecure that whoever is given that contract to make that bean that unaonanga hiyo ya KU, and I'm proud to say that I'm in a very clean school. Somebody from Africa Nazarene, Professor who? The patron of WIKANU, that is the Wildlife and Environment Club of Africa Nazarene, said that he felt it's a private university because it's clean.
It's super clean.
It's super clean.
Hey,
but
super clean.
Sisi mimi sasa mwenye nimeko KU sitakwambia it's clean.
Yeah, kwa sababu unaona mali shida iko.
Nakwambia like their waste segregation measures are totally in a mess. Whoever does that has no knowledge, has no any idea on how to do that. Basically because the bins themselves does not give you the prompt to do that in the first place. So mimi nikikuja kutupa siwezi segregate in the first place. So kazi ya mtu anakuja kuokota pia imekuwa
ngumu sana.
So if they are willing to bring us young minds, because we have a lot of innovative ideas. The other day our friend club, KUNEC club, developed a plastic bottle waste.
They were here with it actually.
Yeah.
We had an
so if we have mass production of that, and I'm afraid to say that we also have Chadalia Innovation Hub, which is,
I mean, that's where the heart of all this innovation should be, right?
I think we should, everything that is in KU should be innovative every day and changing every year.
Like because our lives will be way better.
Yeah, because I have an idea. Myself, I have so many ideas. But the first thing, I am afraid that if I go there, they will steal my idea. The next thing, if they take my idea, it will be met with it will be met with a lot of hindrances and saying, you know, you are killing this and this business and so on and so on. So if only they are willing to only here, hata kama wata invite chair peke yake, asikize hata asiwaambie kitu, asikize tu kitu anasema. Ama waambie tu kitu moja, okay, hatukatai whoever makes that beans, obvious earns something. Whoever installs them earns something. Hatuna shida na hiyo. We only wishing to give you free on how we should make those beans. They should have 3 parts. Like I'm
also proud. It's not like you're completely replacing the system.
No,
you're supporting it in ways where you fill the gaps.
We understand. You know, one thing that sisi vijana had to absorb kwa market, and that is on because I am also a youth leader. It's because those people who are there feel that we may replace them. They feel insecure. They feel insecure because we're gonna take, we're gonna digital realm, uko nayo ya kutosha. Maybe you are fast in typing. You have grown up with these things. You can think of how to go uone kitu YouTube, then you come and try it on the spot. Huyo mtu kumwambia atiende angalia YouTube, akuja ajaribu kufanya hivyo, that's no. Anajua let me do the old way. So they just feel insecure. But change is as good as rest. Let them admit it's time to change. It's time to adapt to those new things. That's the only way we are going to move forward. And Wainaina is a Kikuyu. And let me talk to him. in a Kikuyu aspect, think of saving this money. We can help you do that. Just tutafute ama ni aje chia. Tutafute.
Modu wanyo besha hii. Besha hii ya. All right, thank you for that message to the VC and to the fraternity. I think I really love it when I sit down with members of Kenyatta University from various sectors, whether it's field, sport, or in clubs, and they get to air what they feel the university should do better. Mimi just kuongeza hapo, kuna beans flani ziko bottomless. I think hizo pia zinafasi yamelea and tupa uchafu na iona kwa ground. Kumbe haina foundation, but also like it's nothing threatening with what the efforts Kenyatta University is doing. It's just filling in the gaps, and I think that's what the old guards should be.
And just to say, they should, this institution is ISO certified. Now ISO certified does not come hivyo. So they need to act or
they lose it.
Or they lose it. Maybe we are not into belief, but we need our institution to remain at that point. It's ISO certified.
You're speaking from a point of pride.
I want it to remain there because I'm proud to be by there. But naweza hata kurudi hapa kufanya master. It's a better institution.
KU is a very good institution for sure. Chairperson, sasa tunaongelea Green Week. So what happened during Green Week? What conversations were there? The activities, and as well as now, I think we can touch on the follow-up. Now, this, as you said, this media advocacy and awareness is also part of that. But just for someone who missed out, and I'm sure the executive that you're handing over to will do one next year, hopefully, if they can still maintain the pace. The bar is high, as you've said. But for someone who wants to attend next year, ajue what they missed out on this year, and maybe how they can prepare themselves for the next one, and even not just attending, but ali miss out conversation, so follow-up activities, maybe mtu haku attend lakini anaweza fanya nini as part of the conversations that happened in Green Week.
Okay, thank you for that. Now about the Green Week, the theme was about youth in action for climate resilience. Now you see, there is youth in action and there is climate resilience. The reason why we focus about now the youth in action is that actually the Green Week was a youth-led thing, a student-led thing. We don't look forward to invite those big corporates. First, we needed to hear from the students first. And if you want to change a nation or change a continent or change the world, first you should start with the local person who is in the underground, who understands the effect of certain thing. So we started with our students, especially from the School of Environment. Earlier in the semester, we engaged them and we came up with a concept note whereby we identified certain thematic issues which we are facing as students, as youth, as in general. And after that, we came up with procedures how we should handle them. And the first issue that was raised up was about now advocacy and awareness. And for example, I am a student of environment. I have understood the concept of environment, but I've just learned it in the class, so I don't have the practical thing. So at first, I've learned about advocacy, I've learned about awareness, but from there, what next? So we went ahead and saw that it was necessary for the students first, after understanding the advocacy issue and the awareness issue, we should come up with platforms where we should engage the youth in advocacy. And the first one was about just small thing about the Google meetings. And we gave the students a platform whereby they will speak and they will raise issues. And also we looked forward to engage now the social media platforms, for example here, to learn about the advocacy and also take our students. We understand there is a gap between the communication and environment. If you analyze well the social media platforms you have in Kenya, they are just taking environment as a news. There is no program that is being handled about the environment. And if there is one, it is just 15 minutes at 24 hours. Or just 30 minutes in a week. So we look forward to engage all the social platforms and ensure that environmental issues are well tackled. Just as like any other program, we should allocate environmental programs in our social medias to educate each and everyone.
Yeah.
So that was one of the issues that we raised as during the Green Week. The other one is about the circular economy. It is an hype things and people are talking about it, but to our students who are outside the environmental sector, they may not understand it.
Yeah.
And for a circular economy to be sustainable, you have to consider the 3 pillars.
Yeah.
That is environment, economic, and social.
Yeah.
How are they integrating and how are they changing? So we discussed about it, and we did not just discuss. We ensured that the students lead from after discussing the issue.
Okay.
So we are analyzing on the way forward about how we should tackle innovative ideas which the students have about the circular economy, and we look forward to engage with all the partners about who are working about the circular economy. And the other issue we understood was about the waste management. For example, we have just analyzed KU.
Yeah.
We understand KU is one of the cleanest institutions within Kenya, and we are proud about that. But we as students, we can see the gap.
Yeah. We need to do more.
Yeah, and we need to act more. If we need the environment to be more clean, we need to understand more about it and come up with another idea. Technology is coming up, and you need to use the technology. So that was just a brief of what we did. We did a lot.
Yeah.
And now after that, the post-engagement, we look forward to engage with all the stakeholders.
Right.
In the field, we know we have our KUNEC alumni, they are doing a lot. In advocacy, in advocating for what we are doing and what they have learned.
Yeah.
For example, we have our EBO chair 2017. He's alumni now, Wadute Elizabeth. We have seen the work he has done. In the corps, is the talk of the
talk of town.
Yeah. So in our country, we saw it previously was elected as to lead in the Nairobi cleanup. That is commission. And we also look forward to show now the members the idea behind engaging in the field work, not just learning in class.
Right. Yeah. Thank you very much, Chairperson, for that comprehensive look at what happened during the Green Week 2024. A wide range of topics related to climate resilience and sustainable livelihood, including but not limited to what he has said, which is climate resilience, advocacy, digital media, which he has mentioned and was mentioned also there by Gideon, circular economy, and also within Kenyatta University, eco-innovation and green technology done by the members of the club and also the institution at large, climate, financial literacy. Gideon mentioned this earlier. There's a lot of money in this space for young people who want to innovate and create a sustainable livelihood. Do it out of genuine passion, and you will lead yourself to those monies. Safeguarding the biodiversity, of course, empowering us in conserving the environment. Those are some of the discussions and the activities that happened in the Green Week 2024 within Kenyatta University. Gentlemen, we've done a lot of time here on the show, and there's more conversations coming up. So I'd like us to wrap it up here. And I want us to leave people, as we are speaking about sustainable livelihoods, on what they can do in terms of their own lifestyle choices and eco-friendly practices. I like to leave with a call to action message. So anything else that I might have left, you have a chance to bring it up in case there was an oversight on my end, and then just leave a tip each of you on lifestyle choices and eco-friendly practices. I'll begin with you, Bwana Director Publicity.
Yeah, thank you. I may not be able to tackle climate change myself, or we as a club, or we as an institution, but we as the young people. Although we have the energy, we have the time, we have the zeal, and we have everything, I think. Yeah. But you can imagine around 21% of the Kenyan population, according to KNBS, Kenya National Bureau of Statistics, shows that those are people aged between 18 and 35. Haujahesabu mtu ako beyond 35, hujahesabu watoto. So if tunaweza leta watoto, which watoto na these young people, and they own up this, how much can we achieve?
A lot.
If And the same case falls into all nations in this world. Expect some like Germany, and even Germany has a lot of youth bulge. Unless a country like Italy, where it's
aging.
It's aging, yeah. But most of those countries have a youth bulge in most of those countries.
Yeah. Africa had a whole actually.
Yeah. And also in Asia.
Yeah.
I think Asia and Africa share some population similarities here and there. So if we were to involve these young people into this, and they fully immerse themselves with passion, led by passion, not hunger, not stomach with, I think we can achieve as much. It's upon every young person out there to come on board, have passion and zeal, energy and time. I need you guys. I may not be able to win this alone. I'm talking this as a person who has seen my mother depending on rain-fed agriculture, because I come from Nyandarua, where we depend wholly on God to rain on our crops so that we can eat at the evening. And now changing that, you cannot predict where the rain is coming. You just plant, hoping that this rain continues.
Yeah.
To be disappointed that it was just a rush.
Yeah.
And that's how you end up having food
losing
insecurities.
your cash crops.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, I feel if we were all to combine, although there's some controversial and some, I don't know what to call them, because I also think in some other aspect, and this one of the things that we always ask ourselves, do you think it was seen the prophecy about the end times?
Yeah.
Do you think
could be the end times.
Yeah. Do you think it's God's plan? You know, if it's God's plan, you can't do anything about that. Do you think you have nothing to do about with this? Do you think it's God's own way of doing things? That's one of the questions that I always ask myself. But at the end of the day, I feel if you do your part, you said there's waste near your place.
Yeah.
But you have been saying that and thinking of what you do. That's a challenge to you. Just do what you should do.
Oh,
stop
calling
saying
me out, yes.
Yeah, stop
that's
just saying like, who should I ask?
Who should I go and ask? Yeah.
You will, maybe it's not your place, I don't know. You may find your own place and leave that place as you find. So what was the essence of you seeing that and feeling bad about that? Don't stop feeling bad, act.
Yeah.
Let that badness make you act. Stop feeling bad. That doesn't help. Sasa uanza kusema ati kuna jua mimi na feel tu vibaya. Alafu.
Yeah, alafu.
Kuna temperatures.
Alafu nini? Yeah.
Let us think about alafu.
Okay.
And that's the same way kwa kila mtu. Also appreciation. Unajua wao wanatengeneza policies. Hao ndio wako parliament wamekaa, ndio wako senate, they approve laws and policies.
Yeah.
Wao ndio wanafaa kusimama up to world leaders. Take up the mantle. Make policies that are simple to execute. Hata kutengeneza policy yenye hata unajua Kenya mnatengeneza policies zingine hata I think
umejitoa tena.
Okay, tunatengenezanga some very nice policies.
That's true, yeah, where
because, because I think Africa tunafaa kujivunia we are more superior than the whites. I'm not racist, but I think we have the best minds in the world.
Yeah.
Because we come up with the best idea. The other day I saw a young person generate diesel from plastic.
Okay.
And he was trending in CNN. So I think if we can leverage everything that we have as young people, then you can achieve the best.
Thank you so much, Gideon. That brings us to the end of this conversation on what the Kenyatta University Environmental Club is up to. That is the Director of Publicity at the Kenyatta University Environmental Club, KUNEC. They had a Green Week just this month, and some of these conversations already happened there. He's already told us what to do. I think you don't need much more on information about lifestyle choices. Just ask yourself, alafu. Ukiona shida environment, alafu. That's the big question that he wants you to ask. Alafu, you do your part, and then let the rest fall into place. Sylvester Kitonga, Chairperson KUNEC, we might not have much for you to say, but just call out people to come through and join the club. And I think social media, ndo angetupatia, but nitakupatia chance kuambia watu wa follow social media.
Okay, thank you for that. I think I will finish by saying that we are narrating our stories, but we are the authors.
Yeah.
So what we need to take an action.
Okay.
And my action starts with I myself. So I appreciate you, and in our social media platforms, feel free to reach out to us. In Twitter we are at KUNEC 250, You can email us for inactivity to engage at email through KUNEC250@gmail.com, and also in LinkedIn, Instagram, and Facebook. We are at KU Environmental Club.
All right.
So I appreciate you, and let's not just talk but act. Let's not just speak but lead. Thank you.
Right. Change is as important as rest. I think that's a big quote that I got from you. Thank you very much. This has been a conversation with the Kenyatta University Environmental Club. As I said earlier, again, that was the Director Publicity at KUNEC, Gideon Murithi, and the Chairperson, KUNEC, Sylvester Kitonga. Conversations more on what politicians can do for policy making will show up in the newspaper review section. That's coming up later with Nick Mwadime Mwangi, already in studio. He is accompanied today by one of his fellow officials from MKUSA, that is Eston. And they will be joining me in a short while. Grab yourself a copy of the Daily, Business Daily, Standard, Daily Nation, the East African Review, the Star. What do you have? Just let us know. React, commentate. Alafu sisi tutakuja na yetu on what is developing in your world. Don't go too far.